people, welcome to this class. Today we'll be looking on variation in mathematics. Variation. Okay, so if I may ask, what is variation? Variation, as the name implies, refers to a relationship, is a branch of mathematics that deals with the relationship between two variables. It's a branch of mathematics that deals with the relationship between two or more variables. Okay, so we have different types of variation. We have the direct variation, inverse variation, joint variation, and the partial variation. Okay, now the symbolical notation for variation is given as this. Okay, so that's the symbolical notation. That is what we use to represent variation in mathematics. Okay, for instance, if they say x varies as y, it is written as x varies as y. Okay, so this is used as the symbolical notation for variation. Now, the type of variation that you be asked to solve depends on the question. Depends on what was given in the question. Okay, as time goes on, we'll educate you on the type. Now, for instance, we are starting with direct variation. Now, what is direct variation? Direct variation is a type of variation that shows the relationship between two values directly. That is, the two values move in the same direction. That is, as one is increasing, the other is also increasing. As one is decreasing, the other is also decreasing at the same rate. Okay, at the same proportion. Now, this is represented as the direct variation. For instance, we can say, if they say x varies directly as y, it is written as this: x varies directly as y. Okay, if they say p varies directly as z, p varies directly as z. So that's the symbolical notation for direct variation. It is direct. It is given as this. Okay, as I said earlier on, the type of variation depends on the question that was given. Okay, now let's see an example. For instance, if we're given a question like, it said, given that y varies directly as x when x equals 3 and y equals 6, calculate y when x equals 4. Okay, before we solve, let me show you some steps that can help you to solve direct variation. Some steps that will help you. Now, the first one is step 1: represent the first statement to indicate the type of variation. Okay, now step 2: introduce the equality sign with a constant k. Step 3: make the constant k the subject of the formula, which is the connecting equation. Step 4: solve for the constant k by substituting the values of the two variables given. Step 5: solve for the required unknown by substituting the values of the constant k and the other variable in the connecting equation. Don't get confused. Okay, now we'll see how we use the step with this example given. Now let's have a solution. Let's have a solution. Now, from this question given, it said, given that y varies directly as x. They said y varies directly as x. It means this is a direct variation. Okay, I told you that the type of variation depends on the question. Y varies directly as x. Now, from what we were given, the example we were shown, we said if it's a direct variation. Now, the step 1 said represents the first statement to indicate the type of variation. Okay, so it's a direct variation. So it is represented as y varies directly as x. Okay, now step 2, we said introduce equality sign with a constant k. Now, we introduce equality sign with a constant k. That is, our y will now be equal to, no more this, kx. Now this k will stand for a constant. You can use any alphabet for the constant, okay? But I'm using k as my word constant. That is step 2. Now the next one will say step 3. Make the constant k the subject of the formula, which is the connecting equation. Okay. Now we'll make k the subject of the what formula. Now from here, now making k the subject of the formula, we can say divide both sides by x, because x is disturbing k. So we can have y over x equal kx over what? X. Now if this cancels this, our k will now be equal to what? Y over x. Now this can be called equation star, which can be the what? Connecting equation. What is connecting equation? An equation that shows relationship between what? The two variables. Okay, as it's connecting the what? The variables. Now k is equal to what? Y over x. Okay, now let's go to our step. The next one we said we'll make step 3 say make the constant k the subject. We've done that. Now step 4, solve for the constant k by substituting the values of the two variables given. Now look at the question again. They said given that y varies directly as x. We've done that. Okay, now they said when x equals 3, y equals 6. When x equals 3, y equals 6. Now our step 4 said we should what? Solve for k by substituting the values of what? X and what? Y, which is the two variables. Now we're solving for k. So we have when y equals 6 and x is 3. Okay, when y equals 6 and x is what? 3. So our k will now be y is what? 6 and x what? 3. So 6 divided by 3 is what? Is 2. So k is 2. Now the fifth step said solve for the required unknown by substituting the values of the constant, the value of the constant k and the other variable in the connecting what? In the equation. Okay, now first let's get the connecting equation, which is what? K equals what? Y over x. Okay, now what they asked us to solve for, they said given that y varies directly as x, we've done that. When x equals 3, y equals 6, we've done that. Now they said calculate y when x is what? 4. Calculate y when x is what? 4. Now what we have to do now, since we now know k and we now, they said they are giving us x as what? 4, we should calculate y. Now what we'll do, said when x equal 4, our k is 2, our y is what? Unknown. That is what they asked us to find. This is a connecting equation. Now from this, now k is 2, we substitute into this equation. 2 equal, our y is unknown, but equal all over x, our x is what? 4. The same thing as over 1. From this point now, we'll say multiply. Now we'll cross multiply. We'll have y times 1 equal 2 times what? 4. So our y times 1 is y and 2 times 4 is what? 8. Okay, so the solution to the question said calculate y when x is 4. So said when x equal 4, our y is equal to what? 8. Okay, so if you're visiting this channel for the first time, you can consider to subscribe. Click on the word subscribe button.